In this video, I'll be breaking down how to script out a profitable ceramic coating ad. So we have 4 different points that we'll cover. These are 4 things that should be included into every script. So that way you can go out by the end of this video, start scripting out 3 different ads, and you can start running them by the end of today. So go ahead and jump straight into it. Now, when it comes to scripting, like our intention is to basically just maximize what we're doing. So if we're currently spending $1,000 a month on ads and we're getting, say, 40 leads a month, we want to figure out how we can better optimize our hook, better optimize our offer or pitch, call to action, whatever it is, to get that from maybe 40 leads to 70 leads or 8 clients to 14 clients. Now, these are all just examples. So at the end of the day, even if we got that from closing 8 clients a month to closing 10 clients a month, that's an extra, say, $2,000 with the same spend, then that's worth it. All we're looking for is to basically just maximize what we're currently doing and what we're getting out of our $1,000 a month ad spend. So this is the way that you want to think about it. Like right now, if you're spending $1,000 a month on ads, which is like a pretty average number, you typically have a set range of people that you can reach for that spend. Now, if your hook isn't that good and it's not like maybe your hook rate is too low and it's not catching the attention of as many people, then you're going to reach less people. So if we can have a better hook, then okay, that's one way that we can reach a larger audience with the same spend. If we have a better offer, okay, that's how we can get more people to convert with the same spend. Same thing with your call to action and everything like that. So you just want to try and basically capture as many of those people that you're already targeting on a daily basis without having to increase your ad spend. Because otherwise, if all you're doing is you're not converting at a very high rate, and the only way that you can scale is by increasing your spend, your profit margins are going to be very low in the business, and that's not how you're going to build a super successful business. So we want to make sure that we're focusing on those profit margins. So when it comes to scripting an ad, this is like what I use for all of my clients. If someone needs to script an ad, especially if it's like their first ad or they're trying to get like a good like initial ad running, this is the script that we always follow. So when you're running ads, you have top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. Top of funnel, this is like your initial time reaching or like your first time reaching someone. So maybe they don't know who you are, what your service is, what a ceramic coating is. So you want to keep it a little bit more general and typically pitch something like an offer in there, like an irresistible offer, to try and kind of like push, like pique people's interest more in order to get them to reach out on that initial call. Because it's still a very cold lead at this point. It's the first time they see your ad, so you want to make it like very interesting to try and get them to move forward. But like a middle of funnel ad, that's like when you start to retarget people. So now they know who your business is or what your business is, they know who you are, what your services are. You can get a little bit more specific, but that's not what we're focusing on right now. If you're trying to just enhance what you're currently doing, this is all you need to focus on. So 4 steps when scripting out your ad: you have your hook, you have your service, your offer, and your call to action. When it comes down to the hook, this should be about 5 seconds long. The hook is like one of your most important parts because if you have a bad hook, nobody's going to watch the rest of the video. So we need a really good hook rate so that way people start to watch the next 5 seconds of the video and that catches their attention, and then they watch the next 5 seconds, and then your retention rate is higher as well. The more people that you hook, the more people are going to watch, so ideally the more leads that you'll have. So the way that I recommend making sure that you have the best hook possible is don't just focus on the script and like your audio hook. You should also have a visual hook and a text hook as well. So your audio hook could be something like, are you looking for a way to make your car easier to maintain? It's like a very simple example. And you could say that, but if people don't like visually see what that means, it may not catch their attention enough to actually want to reach out. So if you can have that audio hook, and then you can also have a visual hook where you show a video and show how easy the water just beads off the car, show how easy the dirt just falls right off the car, or if someone went mudding in their truck or their Jeep or something, and you show how easy the mud and the dirt just falls right off of their paint when they're rinsing it off with the water, that's one way to like visually catch someone's attention. So the bad side about only relying on an audio hook is there's a lot of people who are watching your videos like during work or in the middle of the day, like out at lunch. They don't have the audio on. So if all they hear is the audio hook, there's nothing that catches their attention. They're just going to scroll past it. So now if there's a visual hook, that's one way where it can catch their attention still. Maybe they turn on the audio or they save it to watch it later, and that's a way that you can get another viewer to watch that video and potentially turn it into a lead. So visual hook is equally as important as the audio hook. And then you also have a text hook as well. So a text hook is like when it pops up on the screen and it kind of gives like a rough idea of what the video is going to be about. So an example like cut your watch time in half. There's better ones out there, but just a random example. So now it's like there's the audio hook, there's the text hook that also catches your attention, and now there's the visual hook that's kind of referencing what you're talking about in the audio and in the text. So when you have all of that, that's what helps increase your hook rate. Like if your hook rate's over 50%, then I mean you have a really good amount of people who are like hooking and watching those videos and watching for the next 5 seconds. And this isn't where you're doing any of the selling. Like all of the selling is done in like step 2, 3, and 4. Um, so if you can't even get to steps 2, 3, and 4, they're not going to be selling anybody. So the hook is like super important. So make sure it's relatable as well. What I recommend if you're trying to figure out a good hook, make it relatable to your past clients. So what you can do is figure out the past 10 people who bought a ceramic coating service from you and write down their names, write down what they got booked in for, and then write down what was the pain point that piqued their interest in my service. And then what was the benefit that they were looking for from my service? And write down the pain points and the benefits that they're looking for. Do that for all 10 of those clients and then rank them. So a lot of them will have similarities. So you can figure out which one was the most popular or the most common reason, like what was the most common pain point and what was the most common benefit. And then what you can do is write down like the 3 most popular ones. And those are the 3 like most popular pain points or benefits that you'll lean into when it comes to creating content, because you know that resonates with your target audience. So that's how you want to make sure that it's actually going to like resonate, relate, like convert, because it's backed by like your target audience. So once you have that, the next thing is jumping into the service. So you want to kind of give a brief overview of what the service is and what you're doing, so people can kind of start to see like what they're going to get or what they're going to get for the price. It's also very important to kind of like name drop the service as well, because there's going to be some people who know what a ceramic coating is, and maybe they've seen it before, a friend, family member has it, so like they kind of have an idea of what it is. But there's also going to be a lot of people who have no idea what a coating is. And if you don't drop the name, then people don't know what it is. If maybe they don't watch this video or convert from this video, they see another one, like they're just not getting very informed, so there's not enough information to get them to reach out. So if you can name drop it and say, like if you're hook, are you looking for a way to make your car easier to maintain? We just complete a 1-step paint correction, 5-year ceramic coating on this vehicle. And then you start to talk about what that process is. Now, the next time they see the video and the next time they hear about the ceramic coating, they're going to start to put 2 and 2 together, because now they're understanding what a coating is, they're understanding what the benefits are, they're understanding what they're getting out of the ceramic coating. So if they happen to not convert from this ad, when they see a future ad, it's a higher chance that they will convert. Or some people like to do additional research and learn more about it. So maybe they see your video talking about a ceramic coating, they go, they look it up, they start to learn a little bit more about it through YouTube or Google or all these different things. Now they see another one of your ads talking about a ceramic coating. Maybe that's the one that piques their interest. So it's important to like name drop the service, inform them more on like the service and like what's included in it, show the process like with those visual hooks, and then show the benefits as well. So like the way that you would structure that is like something along the lines of like, this client just came in for a 1-step paint correction, 5-year ceramic coating to remove 50 to 60% of scratches from the vehicle's paint, and then protect it for the next 5 years from water spots, fading, bug etching, while also making it easier to maintain, enhancing the shine of the vehicle, and just having that peace of mind that your car's going to be protected from any harsh or anything that it runs into in the harsh Florida environment. Like however you want to structure that. Just kind of give like a brief overview of what you're doing and what they get out of it. Now at that point, the hook built the curiosity, the service informed them on how to fix that issue that you basically told them about. The third step is the offer. So the third step is basically how you're going to try and like incentivize people to want to reach out, because right now someone's a cold lead. Like especially if you're running a meta ad, people are pretty much always cold leads for the most part. So they don't know who you are. They don't know a ton about your business. So they're just trying to like maybe just scroll through social media. They see your ad and that piques their interest. And now they see that benefit, or they see the issue, they see how to fix it. That's what piques their interest and gets them to reach out. Now, some people, it may pique their interest, but they don't want to be sold. They don't want to spend the money, so they don't reach out. So if you have a really good offer, that's one way to kind of push people to reach out and at least get some more information. So your offer should have a deal and it should have urgency. It also needs to relate to your audience as well. So don't just create like a random deal where it's like 10% off, because 10% off doesn't really convert as good as it used to 10 years ago, just because it's overused. So you want to make sure that you're basically packaging an offer that's interesting to your audience. Maybe everybody likes, for the most part, your one-step correction, your 5-year coding. So you'll create your offer around the 1-step and the 5-year. And the way that you could word it is you could do like a price offer where it's like typically $1,850, but today it's only $999. Or you could say, for today only, we're offering our 5-year ceramic coating with a 1-step paint correction free of charge. So just figure out like what your audience wants and then package an offer around that, so that way it's appealing to them. And that's really how you're going to try and drive those inbound leads off of that like first time that they see the offer, by pushing the urgency. And then at that point, okay, now you've hooked their attention. You've kind of built some curiosity around how they can fix the issue. You show them how you can fix the issue. You have the offer to make sure that they know that they're getting a deal if they reach out now. The last part is just to basically direct them as far as what to do. So you have your call to action, direct them to click the link below, or direct them to DM you the keyword if you're running a lead magnet ad or a DM ad, and then revisit the urgency. So like an example here, it's like click the link below to get booked in for one of our last spots. So depending on how you structure your urgency, you can kind of word that a little bit differently. But the idea is you always want to like direct them as far as what to do. Like click the link below to get your car on the schedule. So those are like the 4 main points that you always want to have. From there, the important thing is testing, because you can create one video, but just because you post one ad, it doesn't mean that it's going to work. So it's important to test. Now, you don't want to test too much. You want to keep it simple. So right here, you have the hook, the service, the offer, and the call to action. This is what it takes to create a successful top of funnel ad. But you want to test 3 variations. So the first thing I recommend doing is testing 3 hooks. So right here, like test 3 different hooks with 3 different selling points. So figure out what are the 3 most popular pain points that your target audience has, or what are the 3 most popular benefits that they want from your service, and that's going to be your 3 different hooks. So you're basically pulling from those 3 most popular selling points. The service, the offer, the call to action, everything else is the exact same. So you can use the exact same video. The only difference is you have 3 different hooks. And then from there, whichever one works better, double down on that, and then continue to run that hook, and then test your service or test your offer or test your call to action. So you can kind of test from there. But the first thing is create one video with 3 different hooks, run all 3 of those, see which one converts best, gets the best cost, gets the best quality leads, and then from there, whichever one does the best, stick with that one, continue to run it, and then you can test the service, offer, and call to action from there. As far as testing, so you want to test for about 3 days. Bare minimum, spend say like $30 to $40 a day. That's at least what I recommend. So test that for 3 days. Keep an eye on the return. So after 3 days, if lead quality is still really low, and maybe like let's say you're not getting any leads at all, then that may be where it's time to revisit and scratch it and get some new ads created with a different selling point or visual benefits, or all these different things. So keep an eye on it. Focus on increasing your leads rather than quality, or like your qualification in the beginning. So what I recommend is like, don't over qualify right now. Like don't get the most qualified landing page and the most qualified videos, and like you want to almost just keep it simple. I would rather you get say 10 leads a day right now, because out of those 10 leads, you're still going to have some quality people in there who you can still close. But if you have say 10 leads coming in and it's unqualified, at least you have volume coming in, and then you can start to qualify from there. So figure out like what's the most like unqualified thing that is common against all of your leads right now. And if it's price, then you can do like a price qualification. So in your ad, you can have like pricing starting at blank. Or in your lead form, you could have something about like starting prices are at blank. Do you agree or do you understand this, or does this fit within your budget currently? Like yes or no. You can kind of start to qualify from there, but don't over qualify in the beginning, because then you don't know what's working and what's not. And then the last thing, as you start to run ads, your average ROAS, so like the return on ad spend, should be about a 4 or 5x. So if you put 1,000 in, you're getting 4 to 5,000 out. In the detailing industry, especially when you're selling coatings, it's very common to get closer to like a 10x, just because you can funnel people in with like a lower ticket service and upsell them onto your higher ticket coatings. But I would say bare minimum, if it's bringing at least a 4 or 5x, that's still good. That's still profitable. Continue to run with that. And then from there, just try and maximize it in the future. So If this is something that you have any sort of interest in, like trying to implement for your business, I do offer coaching. So I basically work with you every single day for the next 90 days, help you implement or basically just optimize your organic social media presence on Instagram, your content strategy, your paid advertising strategy, your sales process, and your follow-up process. We typically look for about a $10,000 increase in your business's revenue over the next 90 days. So if that's something that you're interested in, just click the link in the description below, go to my Instagram account, and DM me the word grow, and then I'll reach out to you seeing if your business would be a good fit. So other than that, that is it for this video. If there's any other topics that you want me to cover in the future, just comment down below on this video.